Welcome to Imagine Peace, the podcast that invites you on a transformative journey toward a world filled with harmony and understanding. Together, let's ignite the flame of peace within ourselves and radiate it outward so we can have a future where unity prevails. This is Imagine Peace, where dreams become reality. Join us as we explore the power of compassion, the beauty of diversity, and the potential for positive change. Welcome to Imagine Peace. I am your host, MarBeth Dunn. Imagine Peace is brought to you by 10 Million for World Peace. And we have daily meditations and our podcast and blogs and newsletters and all kinds of ways to help you become more peaceful. Today's guest is Dr. Dee Baer. She is a highly respected holistic nutritionist and a certified health coach. She brings over 42 years of experience in empowering individuals to achieve optimal health. As a corporate health coach and consultant, she has trained 1,200 plus government and Fortune 100 and 100 companies, along with 200 NCAA-Athletic Institutions on peak performance. Dr. Baer is a best-selling author, a nationally ranked age group Olympic distance triathlete, and has helped clients lose over 1 million pounds of toxic weight. Her expertise in holistic wellness has made her a sought-after speaker and a member of the prestigious National Speakers Association and Les Brown's Inner Circle Coaching. She is an author of the internationally best-selling Ignite the Hunger in You, Ignite Wisdom, Ignite Your Faith, 21 Days for Your Best You, Keys to a Life of Excellence, and it made it to the New York Times bestseller list, Healthopedia. And we will talk today about Jody's upcoming book, and I am a participant. So Jody, welcome to Imagine Peace.
Welcome, MarBeth, just for being in my life, because it is truly women who are the essence of this piece. What an opportunity. Thank you for inviting me.
So let's talk a little bit about what you're doing right now in the world.
What I'm doing right now in the world is a legacy project. And this legacy project is involving this book, The Essence of a Woman. It will be out in August, but that's not the real piece of that. I think that the piece of this book that is world peace is truly, as we just talked about, that women are the hub of the wheel. They are peaceful. We are the peacemakers. We are the nurturers. And when that happens and women can stay in gratitude, what a difference it makes. My whole life when I had my practice of 35,000 clients over my 4 decades and then unretired, because MarBeth, you and I never retire. There's all more work to do for humanity. That's just who we are. But I really saw a need for giving back more than ever before. I saw a way that my practice was 6 pillars of health: spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, social, and financial. Because when we have those 6 pillars of health, we have everything. And that's what Healthopedia, our first book that did so well. Now we have The Essence of a Woman. And why that is important is that every book that I've ever done, I've picked a special charity to give back that is related to world peace. This time, with The Essence of a Woman, it is my charity that I have with Dr. Mike Van Thielen to combat human trafficking in Daytona Beach, but also Illuminate, that's out of Fort Lauderdale. Women are victims like this. What if we can just take care of one? And then, of course, Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali being one of our anchor authors. And it is her program with Global Revolution, which is really a peaceful revolution. And what she does in Miami is feeds the homeless and hungry children in Liberty City, some of the most abject poverty that is in the United States, in inner city Miami. So I'm grateful that a portion of this is going back to the world.
And I think so often that our health is also something that's so crucial to feeling more peaceful, because without health, what do we have?
we have we have nothing. You don't have that abundance. They've talked to billionaires around the world, and they said, if you could do it over again, what would you do? They said, take better care of our health. And that's when I think about what I have done for so long. I just want to mention to the audience, we hear the word gratitude so often, but I, who was paralyzed from the shoulders on down for 6 months due to a car accident in my 20s, when I knew mindset and I knew that I could remain peaceful and spiritually and mentally and emotionally, I'm thankful that I came around. I came around and I said, I will walk out of this hotel room. I never called it a hospital by myself. And I've been running ever since, because that peaceful nature inside, I said, I'm going to work on myself. I have a saying, MarBeth, that says, when you take care of you and your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. And that's true, truly begins and ends with your health. Whether you're going through something like I did, but what you're going through, you'll get through. And just keeping that inner grounding and that gratitude. Needless to say, there's not a day that goes by when I wake up in the morning and I put my feet on the ground. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I can feel my feet. And I'm grateful that I can participate in the world, starting with me.
So let me ask you, I understand you have a process for teaching optimal health, and that
Yes,
allows people to achieve their highest potential. So what's that process? Can you share it with us?
of course I can. And that is grounding. You talk about grounding. I know you do in your work with your clients, and putting your feet, in the sand and all this. But what if you don't have sand, or you live in a condo, you can't get to the grass? And I will say, if you go to my website, it's free. You can go to drjodee.com, look at the blogs, and you'll see this beautiful Asian woman, and it's called 10 Rituals to Rock Your Day. And it begins with lemon water. It goes into an autonomic nervous system walk, which we all do, but there's this precise way to do it. And then showering using a cold, hot, cold method. And of course, because what do you do after this podcast each and every day, 5 days a week? You meditate. So when you do these 10 things, which literally, MarBeth, it takes you an extra hour. Ladies and gentlemen, aren't you worth that extra hour? You are, aren't you? And those 10 rituals, when they become habits, will really create your destiny for optimal health. You and I are contemporaries. I'm now in my 8th decade at 70. It's something I've done for all of my life, especially after I left that hospital room when I was 24, that I called it a hotel.
I love that. So let's talk a little bit about the essence of a woman. I want to share the book cover.
Please
So,
do. Let's come back to our book, shall we?
oh, absolutely. It's very exciting. So here it is, The Essence of a Woman, Unleash the Feminine Soul. And it is presented by Healthopedia, which made it to the New York Times bestseller list. I think that's really phenomenal, Jody.
And I'm so grateful that I know we'll head there with this too, because it's a message. It's a message that who knew that a little girl from Montana, is which I was from, now living truly in a town of 500 in Howie in the Hills. It just happened because of that quantum shift that you so well know about, that intuitive feel. We have 12 women in the book from different countries. Of course, you and I from the US, Great Britain, Australia, Croatia, Germany, Belize, and the list goes on and on. I don't even remember all of that. I look at these flags and say, oh my goodness. But truly, it was because of the peaceful introduction by Dr. Nefertina Serrano. She introduced me to Her Royal Highness Princess Dr. Maradian Ogulana. She is the UN ambassador from Nigeria. And I got the idea 2 weeks ago, maybe this could be like a global book. 2 months ago, we didn't have but 2 countries. Now we have 12. Isn't that like a woman? We are just great networkers. We make it happen. And then with Dr. Khalila Camacho Ali, Muhammad Ali's wife, her story about spirituality and faith and forgiveness. Then a Princess Dr. Moradian. Now she is over at the African Women's Health Project International, of which I will be a part of next year, a very active part through the UN. That's where it begins. It begins with that little spark that you had, just like I did in that hotel room and said, I will be well. So I would ask your guests, what is that spark that you have? When Princess Moradian said, this book needs to be in every woman's hands to achieve optimal health. There are things that women go through that we can get through, but then the exciting news that actress, Academy nominated for an award, Tiffany Haddish, and her story of being a foster care throwaway child in East LA. How did she find comedy? She said, if I could make these foster kids laugh, I could do it to anybody. Isn't that what world peace is all about? When you can do it for yourself, you can do it to anyone in any situation. So please mark your calendars on the 8th of August. What if we gave, as your initiative is, 10 million for peace? What if these 10 million books, we could do 20 million for peace? What do you think, MarBeth?
Well, I think that's amazing. And what I really love about this also is how many authors do we have? Like 42?
42.
42 authors. But they all incorporate these 6 pillars. So we have people who are in finances, and I get to write about how your body loves you.
I love that title. And I'm in the social pillar this time, MarBeth. And my essence is when I had a dream. I wasn't even really much of a health coach. I was just a mom helping young moms at that time. And I saw the vision of this woman in a white robe. I said, that is me, taking it to the world. Little did I know. Your body loves you. Your story is amazing. And knowing, ladies and gentlemen, that the majority of the proceeds go back to help these initiatives. It's a give back, isn't it? It's a give back for world peace. It's a situation with finance. When you have grounded finance, you can give more because good people give their money away. And these women are good people. Dr. James Marinakis, we have 2 men in the book that I love this, in our book, I should say. Dr. Jim is writing in the spiritual pillar this time, and Dr. Glenn Depke. Ladies, if you're listening to this, I call him the happy hormone doctor because he spent 30 years with women's health, not having it discarded and saying, you should only have 2 symptoms going through menopause. You're unable to conceive and you no longer menstruate. Now, wouldn't that be a change for world peace if you didn't have to go through those raging, the horrors are moaning?
Yeah, that would be great, really.
I mean, truly, truly. And I think that I just want to mention something to your audience, because I know that's what you and your husband do. If you're looking for an initiative, how can I give back? Because it is gratitude. It's grounding yourself daily. It's guidance through meditation. I do this twice a day because I stay very active. And if I can ground myself in meditation to slow down, to speed up, you will get much more accomplished in a shorter amount of time because we all have an infinite amount of energy. No, that's on the other side. We have a finite amount of energy. So conserve it to do our best. And then this giving back. So I'm going to make a suggestion, as Dr. Mike and I did 20 years ago, actually. When I met him, I was just newly in Florida, and we got aligned with Full Script, which is a physician grade nutraceutical supplement. So it's professional grade. And I said to Dr. Mike, what if we made it available to our clients and we didn't pocket the profit? What if we gave what we made giving back? It has been tremendous. I have had young women actually find me after they were no longer a part of the system with human trafficking, find me on my website to write letters of thank you. That's where it begins.
Wow. That's really, really powerful.
And thank you for being such a promoter of our book, knowing that it's doing good for good. I mean, I love our date. 8-8 is the Lionsgate number.
Perfect.
Great things are going to happen there.
So let's talk a little bit about world peace. Do you think it's possible, Jody?
1,000,000%. When you start with yourself, when you start with you, what can I do in the world? And you think you're so small, but we are not insignificant. We're significant because when we collectively partner, and I've shown this to our women on our masterminds, like paper dolls. I'm going to be talking about women, thinking about one touching another. It's a domino effect in a great fashion of building a set or building a set of Legos like we did with children, but it begins with one. And I recall a story when I was in the Ukraine when the Iron Curtain just fell and Chernobyl had occurred 3 years prior, and that huge explosion. And we went to a children's hospital. MarBeth, it was the worst scenario that I've ever seen. They didn't even have a Band-Aid in that children's hospital. The children were just dying on the floor. And I said, we have to do something. I was with a professional group. We were bringing spiritual music, gospel music to the Ukraine. We were doing street theater, letting them see Western people and say, we are all one, kind of like these peace leaves with the UN. And I looked deep into the medical director's eyes. I said, we will help. I didn't say we can, we will help. There were 120 in this choir, and we took care of that hospital, just that one hospital, all this time. And when it came to the Ukraine war and they were in abject danger, we got them to Poland, every single one of those doctors, all the children that were there. And that is just an example. We can do something. It's raising that consciousness, raising that bar. And it doesn't have to be all consuming, just a little with a lot. That's how I see it.
Perfect. So what are your personal peace practices, Jody?
Meditation for sure. And random acts of kindness. When you look into a person's soul, man or woman, everybody, we're mirrors of each other. We're mirrors of each other to say, I feel you. We know that we each go through pain. So just being able to go across and giving people grace, like you did, saying that yours truly, because of my schedule, was a little off on this practice of, all right, the calendar. We then picked a later time so we could do this podcast. That is giving grace and receiving grace. It's reciprocal like this. And grace is the game changer, I believe. Really do. I guess now we've got 5 G's. It's in gratitude with everything, grounding yourself daily with those practices. For myself, 10 rituals to rock your day, guidance, grace, and giving back. New
Beautiful.
5G. What do you think?
I think that's great. It sounds like a network.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
And I love all the flags on your background. These are all of the countries that are represented in the Essence of a Woman book.
I'm remiss. I can see I forgot Mexico and Colombia. Now we've got it all, starting from one side: Croatia, Australia, Nigeria, UK, US, Belize, Mexico, Germany. Now we're down, and I put my VA's flag in the Philippines because she's got a lot to do with our social media and this beautiful background, of course, and then Colombia. So that's where we're at. And who knew that a little girl from Montana would wind up in Howie in the Hills and write and be a part of something? Because guess what it was, MarBeth? Vision, mission, fruition. Beautiful. If I could do it, Anyone can do
I
it.
have to say that you are, just a whirling dervish on getting everything done. It's pretty amazing. And what I have to say also is the quality and the caliber of this book is absolutely beyond. We each chapter we are edited 3 times at least.
Yes. And then we go through a fine-tooth comb, and then there's Grammarly, and then there will be 4 eyes on the proofreading before it ever goes to press.
Oh, I know. It's really, really quality. I got the first book as well, the Healthopedia. That was wonderful. Really wonderful. I actually took it with me. I was at the Cannes Film Festival and I took the book with me so I could read it on the plane.
Yes, there it is. A little bit of ads, but the idea we are being connected. Think about it, MarBeth. How did we meet? We met because someone connected us after our retreat and symposium. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's more than just a book. We have a movement with symposiums and retreat to educate people on optimal health. Because when we are in optimal health, of course, I'm very partial about this because it's my baby, but isn't it true what you said? Then we can be more and do more. You can only do for so long. And knowing that, and then we come into this connectivity that we had, and then finding out, speaking of Colombia, that we both know the lovely Dame Doria Cordova. She wasn't even there. She's in the Healthopedia book, and the rest of it is foundations, putting together the pieces of foundational health. And then we took the picture with you and your handsome husband, Harrison, sent it to Dame Doria, and she said, that's how we connect. Because what a beautiful soul she is, knowing that as Buckminster Fuller, what we can do for 100% for humanity without any harm or any interference. That's what we do. And when we're on our 40 hours of live broadcasting that we will do to celebrate our book launch, that will also be seen by 500,000 viewers at least. And we will be putting up our initiatives to give back. Who knows what life we can change.
Absolutely. So I was going to ask you if you had any final brilliant words that you wanted to share. And here they're just already coming out. They're sprouting out of your lips.
Well, and I wanted to just go ahead and share the poem. I wrote this 30 years ago when I too needed some inspiration. I was looking for spiritual inspiration, and it is at the end of my book, and I would just like to share it with your audience. And it says, our creator said, build a better world. And I simply said, can you show me how? This world is such a cold, dark place, so complicated now. I am just one, so passionate yet hopeful, but yet there is so much here to do. Then I felt his spirit, his loving touch and voice. He spoke to me and said, so build a better world, dear one. Give others healing and hope. Start with this one, then 2. Then you, my child, will have begun your life's work in peace to build a better you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Well, thank you so much. How can people get in touch with you, Jody?
You can go to anything Healthopedia, HEALTHA, just like encyclopedia, my website, drjodee.com. Instagram is Healthopedia365, along with Healthopedia Facebook, Healthopedia LinkedIn, and of course, my YouTube channel, Healthopedia365. Like, subscribe, share. We'd love to share on our healing journey and what I've and my guests have learned, and you can learn too.
And all of this will be posted so people can find you. Thank you so much, Jody. This has been an absolute pleasure to have you here, and we will see you again.
Namaste.
Imagine Peace is brought to you by 10 Million for World Peace. Join our daily 7-minute guided meditations for world peace and monthly healing circles at 10millionforworldpeace.org. Together we can create a peaceful, happy planet.